Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So today I'm here to talk about the hottest phone of the year, and that's the Pixel 5a, 5G if you will. So the Pixel 5a, I've had it since a couple days before it came out. I'm part of Team Pixel. They sent it out to me, and there's been a lot of controversy, a lot of problems that people are experiencing with this phone, especially when it comes to using it with the video camera on 4K at 60 frames per second. It is simply overheating for a lot of people. For me, if I go outside and it's warm outside, even in the shade, it'll overheat in about 2 minutes and it'll freeze and it'll stop recording video. And then you gotta wait for it to let you start recording again after it cools down. And then if I'm inside, I've had it happen in under 4 minutes. And I actually ended up being like internet famous for a day or two because I put a tweet out sitting at Applebee's and I decided, hey, let me go ahead and see what's going on with this because people have been saying they were having issues with their phones overheating while recording 4K 60. I hit start, and then about 3 minutes and 50 seconds later, in 70-degree weather and a nice cool atmosphere in a restaurant, it overheated. And like everything just went crazy. So the phone itself, it's actually really good. It's got 5G, 6 gigs of RAM, 6.34-inch screen. It's got a metal unibody design with some like soft touch plastic layer stuff over it. It's a sharp looking phone. I mean, for being a bland Pixel, but I mean, for what it is, it's sharp, it's well built, and it looks just like every other Pixel before it, but it performs well in basically everything but trying to record at 4K 60, and I have problems with the camera too. It actually overheats and freezes up on me when I'm taking pictures sometimes. So, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff here. This is actually an interim review. This is not my full review. Google is working on this, and I hope they can do something to fix it, because if not, this is problematic. But the issue's been raised up, and I'm going to wait until a patch comes out so I can do my full review on it. I don't think it's entirely fair to do it right now because I think that Google is going to try and fix it. I know they're actively trying to fix it right now. So we're going to talk about it in this video, but before we get into that, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, thank you for being here. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now let's talk about the Pixel 5a. So like I was saying, I actually like this phone a lot. I was using it with my SIM card in it as my primary daily driver. Not my secondary SIM, not my third SIM, my primary one. I have my iPhone 12. I took my SIM out. I put it in here the day I got it. Went out and took some pictures, and it was curious because I went out that night and it was warm. I mean, I live in Southeast Texas. It was probably still like 92, but the sun was going down. I wanted to take some pictures the day I got it so I could do my unboxing and first impressions video. And it didn't dawn on me while I was out there. I was taking pictures and walking around, and I had the camera app open, and I would hit the button, and then after a little while it would freeze up. It would take like 5 to 7 seconds, and the shutter button would go away, and then it would let me take a picture again, and then it would happen after that. So I don't know. I thought maybe it just might be a software glitch, or I thought maybe it was because I was using portrait mode and it was processing. It was just thinking. No, I determined later, I saw the overheating icon, determined it was because of the overheating. I tested it subsequently again later. And then the next day, it was the flurry of 4K 60 stuff. And I had heard about this from other people. I already made a video about this saying it's got a big problem with this heating issue. There are a lot of people, some people are like, oh, who buys a Pixel 5a to shoot 4K 60? Flagship phones had problems with it 2 years ago. There are all these arguments. Who uses it? Who even knows what 4K 60 is? Most people just record with whatever the default is. My thought process is it's a feature that Google put in there to stand apart from other phones. If you look at other $400 and $500 phones, they don't have 4K 60. It's just not even an option. And even other phones that have the Snapdragon 765 don't even endeavor to try and do that. This is like a Pixel thing. So yeah, it was the first thing that I tested out. I shoot in 4K 60 all the time. A lot of people don't. Some people are like, why are you shooting in 4K 60? It's unnecessary. Look, I like it. It's super smooth. You get 60 frames instead of 30 frames. Hey, I just like shooting 4K 60. Other people do as well. But here's the thing. In a $1,000 flagship phone, 4K 60 is not a big selling point. They can all do it. I mean, they did make a big deal out of it with the iPhone this last year because it could shoot 4K 60 on the front and back continuously without overheating. That's a big thing. Like the OnePlus 9 Pro, I think has like a 5-minute self-imposed limit so it doesn't overheat. So heat is an issue when it comes to 4K 60. A lot of people are like, oh, $2,000 cameras 2 years ago couldn't shoot 4K 60. Whatever. Google decided to enable it and put it in here so you could do it. It should work. And cameras are their specialty. Google, people pick up their Pixel phones because of the camera experience. Maybe not so much for video. They really haven't been known for video, but I feel like they were really trying to stand apart. They wanted to stand apart even more in the mid-tier sector, so they added 4K 60. It should work. Regardless of whether you actually use it or not, it's a function that's on there. It was a selling point. If it doesn't work, it should cost less. That's just my thought process. And if this were Apple, it would be a tremendously huge issue right now. It wouldn't just be, oh, well, we'll give it a pass. Nobody uses it. Nobody uses 4K 60. Nobody cares. I'm not going to get in the weeds in this. I'm not going to get other people's cookie jars. People can have their own thought process on it. This is my channel. I can talk about my feelings regarding it. The rest of the phone is pristine. The battery life, 4,680 milliamp battery. It works all day long. I get 6-7 hours screen on time, and that's impeccable for me. And that's with like no battery saving features. If you put on adaptive brightness, dark mode, I mean, if you actually do anything to try and save your battery, you can get probably 9-10 hours of screen on time out of this. It's ridiculous. Same 12 megapixel camera on the back. Also, it's got the wide angle, so you can do both of those. No telephoto. I'm not big into telephoto stuff. I mean, if you want to zoom in like 2-3 times digital zoom, looks pretty good. So it takes good pictures. The primary cameras are spot on. Portrait mode, astrophotography. This is it. I mean, this is the same thing we expected of the Pixel 3, the Pixel 4, the Pixel 4a. It's on par. It takes great pictures, and that's why people buy Pixel phones. Good performance. The Snapdragon 765G is a solid phone. I've tested out like 5 or 6 phones with it. I tested out the LG Velvet last year, the Pixel 5, the TCL 10 5G UW, the Samsung Galaxy A71 5G, the Motorola Razr 5G. I've tested a lot, and now this phone, it's basically like having a flagship phone from day-to-day performance. Like when you use it, it doesn't really draw you out of the experience. It's not overly slow. It feels like you're using a flagship phone. So the screen looks nice. It's got an OLED display on it. It's got a 6.34 inch screen. It looks good. It's sharp. It's real slick. I'm not crazy about the finish. Definitely put a case on it. I did get this Spigen something case. You can get a lot of cases around like $10 for it. Accessories are cheap. It's just an all-around good phone. It's just the overheating issue. And I could maybe overlook that a little bit if I said, hey, if you don't shoot 4K 60, if you don't know what it is, if you don't care, yeah, it's probably going to be amazingly fine and you'll love it and use it for years. For me, it's a deal breaker. And then also the camera. I have problems with the camera. And like I was saying earlier, if I go outside and it's hot and I'm shooting some pictures, and I noticed it the second time I went out and I was doing comparison pictures between this and another phone I was testing, and it happened again. And then I started talking to some other people. I found out some other people are having the problem. It's legitimately an issue. So if you don't go outside and spend like 5 minutes, actually not even 5 minutes, it did it in under 2 minutes. It started locking up on me. So yeah, you're going to hear from other people. They're going to say, this is fine. I don't have this issue. They have defective units. I personally know 3 people out of other reviewers, out of this small sample size of Team Pixel people that are having the same problem. I can only imagine a lot of other ones are having it. So if you go out, you leave the camera app on for about 2 or 3 minutes and you're shooting, especially out in the hot day, it might happen to you. Take a couple of pictures, take a couple more pictures, pop it, the shutter might go away. That to me is a very, very big issue. The video stuff is an issue because it should work, but Google Pixel phones are known for their cameras, and if it can't even do that, if you want to go out to the zoo, you want to go out to your kids' sporting event, you're trying to take a bunch of pictures so you can get that just right moment, so you can shoot some video, and you're having these problems, that's terrible. That moment cannot be recreated. It's gone. So fundamentally, this is a problem for me. I'm not doing a full review until they come out with a patch. If they come out with a patch in the next couple of weeks, I'll come back, I'll readdress it, and we'll do B-roll, we'll do by the nines, the numbers, we'll look at it, dive in, and really cover more of it. But at this point, I gotta say, I don't recommend it. If you're just getting it and you know what you're getting it into, and you're not worried about the stuff I've warned you and told you about, you could love this phone and use it for 3 or 4 years. But I feel like it's kind of sloppy, and Google clearly had to know about this before they put it out. And that's just these things get tested rigorously. So there's no way they didn't know this was having problems before they pushed it out the door. And that's the most troubling thing of all. So that's all I've got in this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.